Okay, now it is my turn. Today, what I'd like to cover is marine age navigation as an intelligent infrastructure. I'm an engineer with some onboard experience in the Navy, so I'm not an academy or research institute. So therefore, my presentation will touch on the MTEC from the perspective of maritime safety service providers and at the same time users. As we know, the autonomous system is not a single technology. And yesterday I heard about the panel discussion that MTEC is a North Star. That was really interesting to hear. And I absolutely agree with that. MTEC will affect the most current areas of the technologies and logistics chains and the legal aspects and train aspects as well. I hope that at the end of my presentation, you could have a better understanding of a possible role of a marine age navigation with the MTEC in the future. In many countries, MTEC development is still in testbed phase. Considering that, trying to forecast the possible implication of the MTEC is quite challenging. Therefore, this is a best try at the moment. The first thing I like to underline is that what are the changes and drivers of this autonomous system? And then I like to touch on what is marine age navigation and its complementary use And then I will try to touch on furthermore, it's a possible role as an intelligent maritime safety infrastructure. And I'd like to also give you some update on the technologies that have been developed under the initiative of e-navigation and possible implication at the end. And well, the intelligent maritime safety infrastructure is not much studied yet. And there are many things to learn from the road industry. And I really strongly believe that this area will be one of the most important topics in the maritime industry in the near future. I will skip this part. This week I heard about many initiatives and projects such as greener shipping and connectivity, cybersecurity, and smart and autonomous. And we can see many practices and projects such as just-in-time arrival, advanced decision support services, and sea traffic management, and digital situational awareness. These are actually accelerating the maritime digitalization. And yesterday, at the MTEC conference, personally, my key takeaway was about interoperability and data sharing and exchange. I strongly believe that this is only possible with intelligent infrastructure. I will explain more in my next slides. Well, in this room, how many people are familiar with the term marine age navigation? Oh, there is only one. Well, actually, not really many people, but for the mariners, they must have studied about this marine age navigation because on the day one of navigation class, they study IALA region A and IALA region B. So this is essential information what they have to study. This is quite a wide definition. From traditional services such as the very simple lighthouses and buoys, and VTS is really a fruit of the most advanced scientific technologies that provides and share information and navigation assistance and traffic organization services. It is really now the center of the communication between all the different types of vessels, and in the future role will be much more important than now with the mixed traffic of the autonomous systems. The term also includes the differential GNSS, terrestrial and aerial augmentation services, such as DGPS, SBAS, and ELORAN and RMOD. What is infrastructure in transportation? Infrastructure is the set of fundamental facilities and systems that support a sustainable functionality of transportation. In the road industry, intelligent infrastructure is the very hot topic, and related studies are far ahead. A lot of studies on the road emphasize the quality of infrastructure. It could provide accurate and necessary information to autonomous vehicles. The sensors and LiDARs on the car cannot really fulfill the needs 100% for all the information, as the sensors cannot see at the other side of the road. At the end of the day, infrastructure should provide information for better situational awareness. These are possible with a high digital map, providing about 10 to 20 centimeter accuracy information, and smart traffic board, and smart street lights, which can provide holistic view of the situation awareness to the autonomous vehicles. Then what does it mean to maritime? What would be the role of a maritime safety infrastructure when it comes to autonomous systems? The first thing is that we should see both the digital and physical infrastructure. First, the physical infrastructure. The machines have different eyes and ears, such as the LiDARs and camera with the image processing. But I don't mean that something should be done to the current visual age navigation services. The autonomous system should use the current and existing systems. But for the competent authorities, might need to think about the level of services and accuracy of the information. A possible issue is when the digital signal is different from the physical signal. An experienced mariner can see the information with a certain margin. So, but MASS may not embrace very small discrepancies, and maybe it will see as an error, and it will show a blue screen. So this is how the algorithm needs to be developed. And the second part is the digital infrastructure. And the key conclusion yesterday was a data exchange and sharing again. So it could be possible when the all OSI model layers are harmonized from a software level and a hardware level on both ways. When they are all harmonized, it is possible. So at the end, it will take some time. The edge navigation facilities are a real asset with its geographical benefits. The lighthouses and buoys were passive facilities, but with the technology development, now they can talk. Even small lanterns these days, they can talk to another system, its mother system, and they can send many different kinds of data. Its network provides the perfect possibilities for monitoring the environment, disasters, communication relay, and base stations, and for digital communications, and also they are very good tourist spots. Another thing I would like to underline is that there are two different strategies from the road industry. Some people say MASS is already there, and some people say it will never happen. Because there are two different occasions, actually. From the road industry, there is a different strategies for automation. There is a report from ITF and OECD, automated and automated driving. It defines about these ES and SE strategies. So ES is more on a very highly automated system, which travels a specific route at slow speed. It is already there. In maritime world, it's already there in practice. But the second part, SE strategy, with the autonomous system in situation of a very mixed traffics, it will take a very long time. Nobody can tell when we will see this autonomous system at the Sea of Singapore. I have 3 more slides which explains about the recent development under the initiative of e-navigation. The first part is about the connectivity. Connectivity-wise, the possibility for navigation services are extensive. The near real-time information real-time information flow uses a wide variety of channels is available, and more are foreseen now. The important parameters to consider when we try to adopt this connectivity is the area. So the size of the service area, and the bandwidth, and capacity, and the cost, and the data format, and standards. In IALA, there is a specific working group on the upgraded version of AIS. AIS is one of the success story in IALA, and there is a group. The group is actually working on the second version of AIS, which is called 3DS. It's not a question that PNT is one of the most important risk control option. And the S200 and MRNs are key enabler of all the data exchange between the ship-to-ship, ship-to-shore, and shore-to-shore. As I said yesterday, Daniel, the session chair in the morning, kindly invited us to visit the Singapore Polytech. And it was really interesting to see all the high-level artificial intelligence used to in the real training. There are so many discussions on this now. What will be the future of VTS? But because of the interest of the time, what I like to point out is only one thing. The VTS centers are the focal point when they require some information. And lastly, this diagram again shows the physical and digital infrastructure with the current IALA standards, which has set out the framework of all the recommendations and guidelines. All the technical topics will be affected by the autonomous system or will affect to the autonomous system, including human factors. IALA is developing a guideline on MASS. These are, the table on the screen is a skeleton of the documents at the moment. So with that, I conclude my presentation. Thank you for listening. I don't see any question online. Can I ask the floor? Do you have any questions, please? I think my presentation was really clear. Thank you so much.